If you're sitting on the couch wondering whether that ski trainer you saw online is actually worth the money, you're not alone. Most of us have been there trying to decide if a piece of equipment will actually fit into our daily routine, improve performance, and not end up as a pricey coat rack. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent a few weeks setting up the generic ski trainer machine, using it for everything from off-season hockey drills to just a low-impact cardio session, and I'm here to break down whether it lives up to the hype or if you'd be better off putting your cash somewhere else. First, let's talk about the kind of space you need. The unit itself is about the size of a small treadmill, but because it uses two high-strength elastic ropes that swing out to each side, you'll want at least a 3-foot clearance on either side to avoid hitting walls or furniture. I set it up in a spare bedroom, laying down a cheap rubber mat to protect the floor and to dampen any noise, something that turned out to be a smart move because, despite the smooth and quiet pulley's claim, the ropes still make a faint whoosh when you pull them fast. The assembly is straightforward: a few bolts, a handful of Allen keys, and about 30 minutes of tightening. No hidden wiring, no electronics that need a software update, which is a relief if you're not tech-savvy. Now, who actually benefits from this machine? If you're a skier who can't get on the slopes during the summer, a hockey player looking to keep the lateral push feeling fresh, or a tennis enthusiast who wants to work on split-step timing, the ski trainer hits a sweet spot. The motion mimics the side-to-side glide you'd feel on ice or snow, and because the tension is adjustable via a simple dial, you can start light and crank it up as your muscles adapt. I found that starting at a low setting helped me nail the balance component. Standing on one leg while pulling the rope forces you to engage the stabilizer muscles that most gyms ignore. After a week of 15-minute sessions, I could feel my inner thighs and calves working in a way that a standard elliptical never gave me. If you're a casual exerciser who just wants a way to burn calories, you might want to skip this. The trainer doesn't have a built-in heart rate monitor, calorie counter, or preset workouts, so you're left to self-regulate intensity. That's fine if you're comfortable tracking your own metrics, but for someone who relies on a screen to stay motivated, the lack of data can feel like a missing piece. Also, the max tension, while adjustable, caps out at a level that seasoned skiers may find under-challenging. I tried to simulate a steep downhill push by pulling the rope as hard as I could, and after a few minutes the resistance plateaued. For an athlete looking to push the limits of power, you'll probably need something with heavier flywheels or magnetic resistance. One of the more subtle strengths of this unit is the automotive-grade paint finish. It sounds like a marketing buzzword, but in practice it means the frame resists the little dents and scratches that happen when you bump into it during a vigorous session. Over the course of my testing, the finish stayed glossy despite a few accidental knocks. That durability translates to a longer lifespan, especially if you plan to store the machine in a garage or basement where temperature swings can be harsh. On the flip side, the elastic ropes are the Achilles heel. They're built to handle repeated stretching, but they're still made of a polymer that can lose elasticity over time, especially if you leave them under constant tension. I noticed a slight stretch after 3 weeks of daily use, which meant I had to readjust the tension dial more frequently to keep the resistance feeling consistent. The manufacturer doesn't provide a clear replacement schedule, so you'll need to keep an eye on the ropes and be ready to order new ones if they start to look frayed. Another practical consideration is the noise factor. While the pulleys are designed to be quiet, the sound of the rope sliding does become a background hum when you push hard. In a shared apartment this could be a minor annoyance, but in a home gym the noise is barely audible over a playlist. I paired the trainer with a fan to keep the room cool, and the combined sound was actually pleasant, almost like a low-key treadmill soundtrack. Let's talk value. Compared to a full-size indoor ski simulator that can cost several $1,000s, this machine is a fraction of the price, and it still delivers the core movement pattern you need for skill maintenance. If your budget is tight but you still want to keep your technique sharp, the trade-off of lower maximum resistance might be worth it. On the other hand, if you're looking for a machine that can replace a cardio class, you'll likely feel the limitations sooner rather than later. Maintenance is